And we are back, Fazman, and we have some very exciting guests here in the studio.
Yeah, we do. We've always said with this show, it's all about supporting the locals and supporting the local competition. And we've got the Rockingham Rams Vice President, Geoff Shaw's joined us. G'day, Geoff.
How you going? It's actually president now.
Oh, you're the president. I did think you were the president. I looked on the website and they haven't upgraded you yet.
That's
but
right.
you've being a president, you're obviously very much an influential man, and you've just jumped up to president. So well done, and I'm sure they're in very capable hands.
Yeah, just try to help them out here and there.
Yeah, good stuff. You obviously love your footy. You've been involved with the club for a long time.
I've been there for about 6 years.
Yeah.
And I came on board, mate of mine coached the league team.
Yeah.
As the team manager. And
Right.
by the end of that year, I was vice president.
Right.
So you're a fast mover.
Yeah.
Now, you look like a pretty strong fellow. Did you play a bit of footy as a full back or a centre-half back, or were you more of a bull in the middle?
I was a full forward.
You're a full forward, so you're a big goal kicker. Like the limelight, liked all the hoo-ha of kicking the goals and getting your name in the paper, did you?
Yeah, and then I'd give it away when I was 20, so it's fine. A long time ago.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
And we've also got Shauna Bicker. She's the Women's League coach and been a past player, but now starting off her coaching career. So welcome to, and thanks for coming in, Shauna.
Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us all about the Rockingham Rams. They're coming up for their 70th year, I believe. Is it this year?
No,
next year,
our 70th.
Yeah.
They started back in 1954.
Right.
So we're one of the oldest clubs in the area. So yeah, we go from Auskick all the way through to senior football.
Right.
And now, this is our 5th year with the ladies football.
Yeah.
And and that's going gangbusters.
Fantastic. Yeah. And you've got over around about 600 members, so you've obviously got so many of the junior teams as well, and you've also got netball teams. So pretty much anyone in Rockingham that wants to get involved, you cater for it all.
That's right. We basically go from Auskick, which I think that's up to about 6-year-olds, and then they go into junior football, and that goes all the way through to years. They go by school years, the 11s and 12s, and then they graduate into senior football, which is the Colts and the reserves and league.
Fantastic.
And then, as you say, the netball too. We've got league reserves and Colts in the netball.
Now, you tell me the netballers are showing the way. They've come off some premierships.
Yes, the 3 grades last year we won 3 of them. And the previous year before that, there was 4 teams. They used to have an open grade, but we won the Colts, reserves and league that year also.
There must be something in the water.
Oh, yeah. Gee, there would have been a few champagnes for a few weeks down there, I would say, after winning 3 cups.
They're probably still going.
They'd need a bigger trophy cabinet down there, I would say.
And also with the football too, like last year we won the reserves premiership and had 3 out of the 4 teams in grand finals.
Mm.
And the year before that, we won the Colts and had a couple of teams in the grand finals. So it's been a very successful, wouldn't mind a few more premierships, but it's been a successful period and development of the club.
Yeah.
And what do you put that down to?
We had a guy come in, Scott Franklin, probably 6 years ago, and the club was, I wouldn't say in trouble, but they needed assistance and getting set up, like the culture and bring it back to the old days. And he came and got all that set up and got coaches on board that wanted to come along on the, as they say, journey.
Yeah.
And got that all set up. He was going to be there for 2 years. He spent 5 years there, and we won the league premiership in 2020, and which was the COVID year. And but that was his success through, and the club's just stayed like that since and been still developing it. and that's like we brought the women on board 5 years ago. This is their 5th season coming up, and no word of a lie, the first couple of years the ladies weren't very good at all, but we were getting people out there playing football, and to last year where they just missed out one kick in the grand final.
Fantastic.
And, they've developed over the years, and some of those players have been there from the start, couldn't kick a ball to start with. Now they're some of our better players.
Just the development coming through, and bring probably a few friends along as well, and the word gets out, and building the club.
That's right.
So your first game's coming up this weekend. Is it Waroona? Is that correct? You're playing Waroona?
Yeah, our 3 men's teams go to Waroona to play, and the ladies team actually goes to HMS Stirling, because Waroona don't have a ladies team, and so the Navy have put a team in to become the Waroona team. So we get to travel over there, and which is good. Yeah. We went over this morning and inspected the ground, and I remember going there 20 years ago. It was a cow paddock, and now it's probably better than what is around in Rockingham.
Yeah, really.
It's magnificent. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts around the 2023 season? You're feeling pretty confident?
I like to think I'm confident, but you don't want to be too confident going into a season. We've done the same this season, a lot of rebuilding. A lot of our past players that have been there from the start have gone on and got jobs or whatever. So we've got a lot of young players this season, a few of them that have come up from the juniors, so 11s and 12s and stuff, running around, being all nifty and fast so the old people can slow down. But yeah, I'm confident in the group that we have. Yep.
Awesome. And are you excited by the fact that you've got some new blood coming in?
Yeah, for sure. Yep, I'm excited. They slotted in really well. I really like the way the team is. Like, they're really close, and the vibe's really good, and the atmosphere's really good. So that always helps on game day as well when you've got a really tight bunch.
And how does your season work compared to the men's season? Is it the same duration? How does it?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Right.
A couple of years back, there was more ladies teams in it. They had Dwelling Up and North Mandurah, and they sort of made it uneven. So the guys would go to one ground and the girls would go elsewhere. But last year they brought it into having it the same. Right. They actually had 8 teams last year, so because the men's have a bye. So the bye team last year used to play Dwelling Up, so it sort of give the girls the extra one. But now we actually go, except for when we go to Waroona, we go to the same ground every week, and the 4 games are one after another, which is probably the best thing that competition's gone to. So yeah, and it's so everybody can support each other. Then like the girls can come and support, because there was still a bit of a split within the club where the girls would go away and no one would see them play. Yeah. And as I said from the start, the girls' football wasn't very attractive, but now they are getting better. And I suppose it's the same as the AFLW. You know, early on their football didn't look very attractive, but now it's actually good to watch. Yeah.
And Shauna, you're a past player, but unfortunately you had an injury. So this is now your new football career being a coach. Yep. Did you ever have aspirations to be a coach, or what would be the passion for you being a coach rather than a player?
I never thought I'd coach, to be honest. I always thought I was going to play. Obviously that didn't happen for me. But the passion for me in regards to being a coach is that I feel like it's really important to have more female leaders around women's footy, because obviously it's quite new, so a lot of it is men coaches and stuff, and I think now's starting to become a time where a lot of the past players are at that point in their playing careers where they can step into the coaching role, and I think that's really important in women's footy to have a woman figure around the club. So yeah.
Well, it obviously would help by having AFLW and having role models for the young girls.
Yeah.
And is it talked about much at schools now? Like, does the women's footy get talked about and encouraged to join a club?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's talked about a lot now. You hear it everywhere. You even hear it in the junior teams as well. Like, I know, speaking on behalf of Rockingham, we talk a lot to the junior girls and get them thinking about pathways and where they could go from footy. So yeah, it is talked about a lot.
So do they have a lot of female school teams as well, or is it really more club footy where they start their careers?
I believe it's club footy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
I think they do inter-school stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but it's mainly.
So really encouraging them to join a local club.
Yeah, a lot of the schools are hit and miss where what they do, what sort of sports they do. I know.
Comet Bay has footy.
Comet Bay, they have a specialised boys program,
Right.
and now I believe this year,
They
or
do
it might
have
have been
yeah.
last year. This year is the first time they've actually introduced the girls program, so it's more of a specialised junior football program for them, and
Right.
that leads them into, like Peel Thunder,
Yeah.
and that. So, yeah.
Now, you mentioned to me earlier that Ash, the senior coach of the men's team, he's looking at blooding some youngsters because your Colts, they were very competitive and just lost in the grand final by a point. Is that right?
They got done by a little bit.
Oh, did they? We won't talk about that. We'll always talk about the future, eh?
by a very good Hawks Head team, which has been developing, for a number of years. So they've gone through juniors together, and they were very dominant. That team, I think they were actually undefeated. So
Right.
But our Colts have always been successful. I think when Ash coached them, I think for 3 years and won 2 premierships with them, and then he stood up to stepped up to the league job last year. So probably like to say for the previous 3 years we'd won 2 with the Colts.
Yeah.
Reserves won 2 and the league won 1. So
Yeah.
and most of it's the young blokes
Yep.
coming through.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a rebuilding stage.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but that can be exciting. That gives opportunities to young fellas that haven't been able to taste that success, and they can sort of create a new wave of the club and take it on for years to come.
Yeah, and we play under a point system of if you bring someone in, say with waffle experience, they might be 3 points, and you're limited to 33 points per team.
Right.
And you're 21 because you got 22 because you got 22 players out there. So everybody's 1 point, but then you got all these others, and the waffle play under a similar situation to stop them bringing all the big guns in.
Yeah.
And like our average last year was 25 points.
Right.
So we were just over, and we had one guy that he was a 3-pointer, and so he basically took up most of our points.
Right.
Where previously we probably sat around the 30 mark, which was still unders. Where a lot of teams start off from the week 1, they're right on the maximum, and you got no room for movement, and that's like if you bring someone in, mid-season that might just pop up and wants to come down and play, and they might be an ex-waffle player where we've got room to move on points where some clubs don't. So
do they work on zones? Like you've got to be in a certain zone,
No.
you're allocated to a club? It's not like that?
It's just open. It's open, basically open slather,
Okay.
who you can attract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got to go out there and do a bit of recruiting at a few barbecues.
Oh, exactly.
See a bloke there about 6'5", you say, come on down and play with us.
Yeah, and there is within our league, we come under the WA Country Football League, and which encompasses all leagues, like up north, Kalgoorlie, but we come under a salary cap,
Right.
so we're restricted to what what movement we've got.
Yeah.
So, so, it's clubs have to have the income stream to afford things like that too.
Now, is it too late now that you're beginning the season for people that are interested to get involved with the club?
No,
No.
anytime. Always looking for volunteers.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So if someone is interested in supporting, whether from being a player to other jobs, because I'm sure there's plenty of them around the club.
We've got heaps to share.
Yeah, beautiful. So how would someone reach out and say that they're interested in getting involved?
They can see us on our social media, which is Rockingham RAMS Football Club, and just drop us a line there, or they can
Pop on down?
pop on down Anniversary Park. We're basically there on every night of the week, but seniors is Tuesdays and Thursdays, and most of us, the committee, are down there on those nights, and then on the Saturdays, our first home games, the 5th of May. Yeah, 5th of May, 6th of May. So
We'll have to be down there for that one.
I want to write that down, 5th of May.
We're always looking
You've
for
got
talent down there.
Savaloys. I love a good Savaloy. Do they still have Savaloys at the local footy?
Good hot dogs.
Oh, the good hot dogs, yeah. I love a good hot dog,
Yes.
SD.
Oh, there's nothing beats a club room either. A local, local town club
Yeah,
room.
you get into the club room, you can smell the liniment.
And the sweat.
Yeah, and all the
Deep heat.
yeah, that's it.
right.
Yeah, and all the grass off the boots at the end. Who's the poor guy that's got to go around and clean up? Is that the president's role, or are you pretty good at delegating?
Hopefully no, I won't, I better not say that.
Top someone in.
No, it's guys look after the facilities we got, and don't abuse it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, everyone's really respectful.
It sounds like you've got a great culture down there. Do you have a bit of fun on the side? I mean, obviously you have fun playing, but
yeah, we do. Like throughout the year we have our 4 or 5 functions. Like our bogan bingo and quiz nights and stuff
Ladies'
like
Day.
that, and then. After our home games, we always, everybody comes back in the club rooms, like the old days where the opposition come back and have a couple of lemonades. And,
I love it. Bit of a shandy.
yep. And on some of the bigger nights, like our when we play at Pinjarra or South Mandurah, we could even have a band there, and to keep people back.
Yeah.
Use it as a bit of a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you have to let us know when you've got events coming up, so we can let our fan base know here.
Yeah,
And they can come along and show their support.
We might have to get a bigger building with all your fan base.
Yeah, the word's getting out there, Geoff, that we've got a big following. We love the idea that being a local radio station that we can support local teams and get right behind you. And we wish you very much success for your season coming up. And also, Shauna, your coaching for the first time. So we wish you well, and I'm sure you'll put the passion that you had being a player into coaching and guiding the young girls to be better footballers in years to come. So, we wish you well. And I tell you what, he started off pretty well, Geoff, because he's recruited another member already.
I know, look at that.
I'm going to join up as a member. So one of the volunteers that helps us out, Nick Manning. I don't know if you know Mick, but Mick comes in and helps us now and again. He's a member down there, and he was talking to me about coming down and joining up as a member. So I'm going to join up as a member and support you, and I'm pretty
wanna go
sure
down and get some
SD will
merch.
come down.
That's
I
good.
want some merchandise. I want
yeah.
the scarf. I want the shirt. I want the socks.
Well,
I like supporting the local
It'd be
teams.
better than that Richmond stuff I see you wear.
Oh, wow.
Well, look, that's the thing. I used to play footy for St Patrick's College, and we used to be the Saints. Now, has that got any resemblance to your song? Have you got any alliance to the Saints song at all?
Yes, we do.
Well, there you go, SD. What a surprise that
We
is.
were going to ask if there was any chance or anything we needed to learn being new fans.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the old
Saints go marching in.
Saints
Yeah.
go marching in,
Well-
but it's the Rams.
Well, there you go.
Love it.
Yeah, look, I love that, and I can remember the song. And in fact, I'm hearing it a fair bit in the AFL. So if there's anything to go by, that not many people expected St Kilda to go as well in the AFL. Maybe there could be a surprise with the Rams and get some form early in the season.
Ross the boss.
Ross the boss.
Yes. Pity he didn't do it at the Fremantle.
Well, that's it. That's what they talk all about: culture and team defence, and also the game plan. So there's a lot more goes into it than just going out and having a kick, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not like the old days where you just rock up to training and you have a kick to kick, and that's training. Where now it's more the planning, what we're going to do, and Ash gets down there. When you get down there on a Tuesday or a Thursday, and he's got witches' hats everywhere all over the oval, and confuses me. But I would have just picked the ball up and had a kick.
Yeah.
But, no, they do a lot of planning, and Shauna does the same, plans and that's knowing who's coming to training, because it's pointless, like planning. I'm going to have 20 people there, and 5 people turn up.
Yeah.
You both will throw your plan out then.
Yeah.
So it's good knowing that's the culture, getting people there, turning up, rather than having to tell the coach I'll be there. She can plan towards it. So yeah, it's just, and a lot of it comes down to communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you've got that right culture, you'll attract more players along, and it's great for everybody. So I'm really excited to see the Rams, and thank you very much for coming in. Oh, what do you think, SD?
Love it, and I can't wait to come along on the 5th of May and watch you play with my scarf.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get right behind you, and if you do have any fundraising events and you want to promote them, come back and see us. We'd love to have you, and during the season, pop on in and
I'll bring Ash in next time.
yeah, no, that's all
Tell him to
good.
get his act together and come on down. Well, thanks, guys. We really appreciate you coming in. And as Faz says, good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Good luck for your first time coaching. I'm sure you'll be fantastic. And we'll be keeping a close eye and reporting on how you get along this season. And hope to have you back in the studio
You
soon.
good? And
Oh, when the Saints go marching
Wish
in.
I had that actually. I could put that on now.
Just got to
but
get
I
the
don't. I'll
get
have
the
to- I'll have
trumpet
to-
out, the
Oh,
whole
hang
lot.
on.
That's it.
No, I haven't got it. I can't get it on. But anyway, all right. Well, we're going to go to a song. But thank you very much for joining us. This is now Push It by Salt and Pepper.